What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here is Legitical Response. We cover political news. We keep you up to date and keep you informed with everything that the government does because they're constantly on the move, y'all. And right now, there is so much crap going on. It's outright insane, and it's hard to keep up with some of this stuff. You got polls coming out all the time. You got lawsuits and, Trump trials and Trump campaign, and it's just been outright insanity, especially coming from the left. The left has been outright insane. The corporate press has been outright insane, and they're trying to push a narrative once again. They're trying to make everybody believe, I guess, to pander to the Democrats and to the left, that, RFK Jr. is going to hurt Donald Trump more than it's going to hurt Joe Biden, right? Imagine that. A Democrat taking votes away from Donald Trump from Republicans. Something sounds fishy with that. I've seen a whole lot of polls out there that show that Trump does well with RFK Jr. in there or not. Like, RFK Jr. is a hardcore Democrat. He's an old school Democrat, and he's an anti-establishment Democrat. But I've said I do hold a favorable opinion of him. Like if we didn't have Trump, if it was like Nikki Haley or some establishment Republican, then yeah, I would probably vote for RFK, to be honest with you. And I think that's what the corporate press is running with, right? Like, they poll these people and ask them specific questions to try to skew the poll and try to push a narrative. Check this out. RFK Jr. hurts Trump's election chances more than Biden's poll. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s independent presidential candidacy could hurt former President Trump more than President Biden at the ballot box, according to an NBC News poll of the race. NBC, yeah, let's go ahead and trust what they're going to say. They are the biggest liars among all of the corporate press. They spew so much BS. Once again, like I said, they should be responsible for the Summer of Love riots, as they called them. Trump holds a 2-point lead over Biden in a head-to-head poll released Sunday. But with third-party candidates added, Biden takes a lead over the former president. In a 5-way race between Trump, Biden, Kennedy, independent Cornel West, and Green Party candidate Jill Stein, Biden takes the 2-point lead. The incumbent has about 39% support to Trump's 37%, while Kennedy takes about 13% of the vote. Of the Biden supporters in a head-to-head matchup, about 7% switched to Kennedy. For Trump supporters, that proportion shot up to 15%. Once again, like I said, I don't really buy that, but, it's an NBC poll, so how are we going to take that? Take it with a grain of salt. That's what I say. Republicans also hold a more favorable view of Kennedy than Democrats, according to the poll. About 40% of GOP voters liked Kennedy compared to just 16% of Democrats. A majority of Democrats, 53%, have a negative opinion of him. See, I really wonder what the questionnaire was with this, right? Like, what was it just a, who are you voting for if these people are in the race? Was it that? Or was it a favorability poll, right? Like, these places, they will skew some of these polls. You have to actually go to the poll and read the notes to the poll and figure it out, because they love to skew some of these polls. Some of the questionnaires, it's not how the poll is presented as a, just who would you vote for, but it's favorability or, maybe a certain policy position, stuff like that. So you got to be careful with some of these polls. That's why we don't really rely on them too heavily, because they can be skewed. They can be skewed easily. And when you have a corporation like NBC who wants to lie to push a narrative that Trump is going to lose, Trump is definitely going to lose. He's a bad orange man. Yeah. You're going to get a lot of BS. At this stage, Kennedy's appeal looks to be more with Trump than Biden voters, pollster Jeff Horowitz said. Both Biden and Trump have levied attacks on Kennedy. Wait, hang on. Both Biden and Trump? Are you sure about that, NBC? Are you sure about that? Because I could have swore that Kennedy was being floated around as a VP pick, a possible VP pick. So what do you mean attacks? I haven't heard of any attacks But on the other hand, Biden has been attacking the crap out of RFK Jr. As a matter of fact, RFK Jr. has had a lot of hurdles trying to get onto the ballot in several states, right? Like we heard that whole fiasco with Nevada, right? Well, with the Democrats over there in Nevada trying to keep him, one of them forgot to tell him that he had to have a VP pick on his, his registration form or whatever with all his signatures. He had to have a VP pick. Forgot to tell him that. So that whole fiasco, that was just crazy. But, once again, that was Democrats doing that to RFK Jr. But, we've seen a lot of attacks from Joe Biden. What does that tell you right off top? And like I said, I haven't seen any attacks on RFK Jr. from Trump at all. Hey, let me know down in the comments if you've seen any, but all I've seen is Joe Biden attacking RFK Jr. as a matter of fact. But go ahead and, speaking of Joe Biden, I'm going to go ahead and switch gears here because, I want to talk about Joe Biden for a minute. This was something that I was kind of struggling over covering which story, so I'm going to just go ahead and put both stories together, right? Joe Biden is outright insane. I've talked about this a lot. He is actively destroying the country, trying to burn it to the ground for some reason. Open borders, war all over the world, trying to get us caught up, with saying, Ukraine's going to be in NATO, knowing that that's a red line for Putin and he wants to start World War III, right? Like, if Putin didn't have any nukes, I would still be against war, but I would not be pushing it so hard. Like, you want to overthrow a whole nother country, whatever. I'm going to say war is bad, but whatever. But Putin has nukes. So this is a very, very bad idea to do this. So, the Biden administration is just doing all kinds of crap. Biden's DOJ going after peaceful protesters constantly. Look at most of the January 6th defendants, right? A lot of those people were just, patriots of this country. They didn't do anything wrong. They weren't violent. They didn't break into the Capitol. For God's sakes, a lot of those people showed up after the riot had been cleared out and all that crap, all that mess went home. People still was walking around through the Capitol and they still got trespassing charges. Blows your freaking mind. Some of them sat in jail for months and months and months. This is under the Biden administration, by the way, and he's been doing nothing but lawfare. We've covered stories of they're trying to regulate the freaking highway system. They're trying to make it to where we can't have gasoline-powered cars anymore. They got all these lawsuits just all over the freaking place, and now Biden administration sues Sheetz over discriminatory hiring practices just days after botched photo op at PA gas station. You know what this is over? This is an outright insane story, and it blew my mind when I saw this. Watch this, y'all. On Thursday, Biden's Equal Employment Opportunity Commission revealed that they filed a lawsuit against the Sheetz convenience store and gas station chain, alleging that its hiring practices disproportionately screened out Black, Native American, Alaskan Native, and multiracial applicants. This comes only days after President Joe Biden made a disastrous campaign stop at a Sheetz in Pennsylvania. Get this, folks. In a press release, the EEOC said that the chain's long-standing practice of using criminal conviction records to screen and deny applicants was a violation of Title VII's prohibition on disparate impact discrimination. Basically saying that if you run a background check on somebody that you're about to hire, if you run a background check and they have a criminal background and you don't hire them for that, that is racism. That is the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard. How in the hell is that racism? Right? Like they even said it outright in there. Disproportionately screened out Black, Native American, Alaska Native, and multiracial applicants. Right? They didn't mention white people, right? At all. But you know what? White people are criminals too. So why didn't they mention that? Because these people would be screened out as well. They say you're not supposed to hire. Right? It's a gas station chain, for God's sakes. These people handle thousands and thousands of dollars. Why would you want criminals working at your... Right, and they're supposed to be able to hire some of these people because disproportionately these people need jobs too, right? Once again, the Biden administration siding with criminals on this because they run a background check. Hang on, there's a lot of places that run background check. You know what? That if this goes through and this goes to court and they actually win this one, that's going to set a very dangerous precedent because now you have all these places, right? You got government agencies, by the way, run a background check. And if you don't want to hire somebody because they're a criminal, right? Casinos, because there's millions of dollars that they handle. So now, right? Like, get this. How about one of those money trucks, right? Like Brinks. One of those money trucks. Now, if you're a criminal and you want to go get a job and they don't hire you because you're a freaking criminal, now you can sue them, apparently. It's the most dumbest thing I've ever... Trying to call this racism, right? So white people that get in trouble, they can't sue over this. Yeah, because it's white people and white privilege and all that BS. But this is just outright insanity. This basically the Biden administration saying that, yeah, black people are criminals. Just blows your freaking mind. It's the stupidest thing I think I've ever seen. And, just so happens to come a few days after he stopped at this gas station. And, I'm not going to show that video because I really don't want to. I would rather talk. I would rather just me sitting there running my damn mouth than show that video. But I'm sure everybody's seen it. It's gone viral on just about every social media platform out there. But this is the kind of crap that we see from the Biden administration. It's nothing but this. Just damaging norms, right? Like going after Trump with all these stupid ass indictments. It's just one thing after another, after another, after another. Nothing but lies, nothing but BS, nothing but lawfare trying to destroy this country, burn it to the ground. Like I said, I've made the analogy before. It's like he's walking through the White House with a damn belt full of grenades, and he's just grabbing a grenade, pulling the pin, and tossing it behind him as he walks right on out the door. The dude isn't even there anymore. He can't hardly speak. He can't hardly walk. He's got the Beavis arms, right? Like, you see his arms are like this all the time. When you see him walking around and shit, he's old. And anybody that supports him, I'm sorry, if you are somebody that supports Joe Biden and you're watching this video right now.
But I just, look, I mean, Putin's kleptocracy, yeah. It was in January, after being elected, the late January, early February. He said, it's not, we lead, not just, well, I won't go into it.
Here's what drives the driver in the states that are affected. Here's what you can do, the drivers. For two reasons. One,
it's an impact the decades are making, because inaction there was inaction with the Department of from Charlotte, another line going from in Florida down to Tampa. The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway. The idea that
you are insane, and you really should think twice before voting for Joe Biden. Just look at the man, for God's sakes. He's crazy. It just blows your mind. Blow my freaking mind. However, the EEOC did not claim that the convenience store chain was motivated by race when making hiring decisions. So what in the hell is the lawsuit about then? EEOC Regional Attorney Deborah M. Lawrence claimed federal law mandates that employment practices causing a disparate impact because of race or other protected qualifications must be shown by the employer to be necessary to ensure the safe and efficient performance of the particular job at issue. So why is this lawsuit being brought then? Once again, if it has nothing to do with race, but yet it's a disparate proportion on black, Native American, what? Like, you're not making any sense here with this lawsuit, unless I'm missing something. But hang on, I'm reading the whole story out in front of me right now, and yeah, this is what you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me that, hang on, let's go back and read that again. On Thursday, Biden's Equal Employment Opportunity Commission revealed that they filed a lawsuit against the Sheetz convenience store and gas station chain, alleging that its hiring practices disproportionately screened out black, Native American, Alaskan Native, and multiracial applicants. However, the EEOC did not claim that the convenience store chain was motivated by race when making hiring decisions. Huh? Am I missing something with this? Somebody let me know down in the comments, please. Am I missing something? Or is this lawsuit absolutely make no sense? Did Joe Biden actually write this lawsuit up? In his muddled mind of his, did he somehow come up with this and write this out? No, it was the EEOC, which I thought was the Equal Opportunity Employment. It's not the employment of equal opportunity.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
But, you know, am I going crazy, or is the Biden administration crazy? Like, which one is it here, right? Like, you would think, okay, it's the Biden administration. They're running the freaking country. They can't be crazy, can they? It's got to be me. But hang on, a lot of this stuff doesn't make any sense. A lot of the stuff Joe Biden does doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But am I the crazy one? Let me know down in the comment section. Is it me, or is it the freaking Biden administration that has absolutely went nuts and is trying to destroy the country? You know, I'm just trying to logically put together stuff that the Biden administration does, and it doesn't make any sense to me. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, because I would love to be informed on this one, because I'm at a complete loss as to try to put any sort of logic to this and try to, you know, put it together in any sort of way logically, because it doesn't make any sense. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.